Hi. So here we have one part of a hostel's monthly expense is fixed and the other part is proportional to number of boarders. So ratio proportion question, variation question basically. The hostel collects 1600 per month from each boarder. When the number of boarders is 50, the profit of the hostel is 200 per boarder. So revenue per boarder is given and the profit per boarder is given. So in the first case, the cost per boarder is 1400 rupees, right? When there are 50 boarders. So the total cost in the first case will be 1400 is the cost per boarder and there are 50 boarders. So this is the total cost, and this total cost will be equal to the fixed expense per month of the hostel plus, let's say, the variable cost per boarder is X. So for 50 boarders, the variable cost will be 50x. F is the fixed cost per month and X is the variable cost per boarder. So this is the total cost for a month when there are 50 boarders, which is equal to 1400 into 50. Okay. Next, when the number of boarders is 75, the profit of the hostel is 250 per boarder, considering that they earn 1600 per boarder. So if they earn 1600 per boarder, and in the second case profit per boarder is 250, that means the cost per boarder is 1600 minus 250, that is 1350. This is the cost per boarder and there are 75 boarders, so the total cost will be 75 into 1350. This is total cost in the second case, and this total cost should be equal to fixed cost plus, since there are 75 boarders, the total variable cost will be 75 into X. X is the cost per boarder, variable cost, so total variable cost will be 75x. And now what we need to calculate is the number of boarders. If the number of boarders is 80, what is the total profit? Okay, so for that we need to know the total cost and we need to know the total revenue for 80 boarders. So for that, for total cost, we need to know the value of F plus 80x, right? Fixed cost plus the total variable cost when there are 80 boarders will be F plus 80x, and the total revenue will be 1600 into the number of boarders is 80. So this is total revenue, and the difference of these two will give us the total profit, but for that we need to know F plus 80x. So let's do one thing. Let's try to figure out the value of F and X over here. Let's subtract these two equations. So subtracting first from the second, so F minus F is 0, 75x minus 50x is 5x, which is equal to 1350 into 75, this should be 25, sorry, minus 1400 into 50. Okay. Now dividing by 25, we have x here, this goes by 25, this becomes 1350 into 3 minus 1400 into 50 goes by 25 two times. So 1350 into 3 is 4050 minus 1400 into 2 is 2800, which is equal to x. So x comes out to be 1250. So the cost per boarder is 1250 rupees. Okay. So now if we need to calculate, if x is 1250, what about f? The value of f can also be calculated. F will be equal to 1400 into 50. So 14 into 5 is 70. So 70, 00, 000. This is equal to f plus 50 into 1250. Now 50 into 1200 will be 60,000. 60,000 plus 50 into 50 is 2500. So 62,500. This is the fixed cost. Okay. As in 70,000 is F plus 62,500. So F here comes out to be 70,000 minus 62,500, which is 7,500. So the fixed cost is 7,500 per month and the variable cost per boarder is 1250. So now if we have to calculate total cost for 80 students, the total cost for 80 students will be fixed cost of 7,500 plus the variable cost for 80 students, that will be 1250 into 80. So 1250 into 80 will be 00, 8 5s are 40, 8 2s are 16 plus 4 20, 8 plus 2 is 10. So this will be 1 lakh plus 7,500. So 1 lakh 7,500. This is the total cost for what do you say, 80 students. This is the total cost, and the total revenue will be 1600 into 80. So 000, 8 6 are 48, 12800. This is the total revenue. Fine. So if this is the total revenue and this is the total cost, the profit for the hostel will be 1,28,000 minus 1,07,500, which is the cost. So 128 minus 1750 comes out to be 20,500. So the total profit of the hostel is 20,500, which is option D over here. Okay. Thank you.